It is now with great pleasure that I invite the Governor General of Canada, His Excellency, the Right Honorable David Johnston, to speak. J'invite le gouverneur général du Canada, le très honorable David Johnston, à prendre la parole. Excellence.
Well, thank you, Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, for such generous comments both to me and to Sharon. We're very grateful. Monsieur le Premier Ministre et Madame Grégoire Trudeau, Speaker Fiori, Speaker Reagan, dear parliamentarians, Mesdames et Messieurs, thank you so much for this warm welcome and hosting this farewell reception. I don't like the word farewell. I think adieu is better because we'll be together again. Chers parlementaires, quel privilège de me trouver ici parmi vous à la fin de mon mandat. My role as Governor General is to represent Her Majesty the Queen, who as Canada's head of state shares distinct but complementary responsibilities with you as members of the House of Commons and the Senate in ensuring responsible government in this country. What an interesting concept, responsible government. Together, we comprise Parliament, the highest expression of Canada's democratic ideals. And we gather here on Parliament Hill, the place where democracy is carried out in the hard work of governing and of loyal opposition. Le Parlement est le symbole suprême de nos valeurs qui sont l'égalité, l'équité et un gouvernement responsable. Il nous rappelle aussi que nous sommes tous régis par le principe de la primauté du droit et la quête incessante de la justice. This institution is infinitely precious in our pursuit of fairness, of a responsible government. But nobody said parliamentary democracy would be easy. After all, our system of government was achieved only after great struggle. Canada's first parliament was destroyed, burned to the ground by an angry mob on April 25, 1849, even as members were sitting in session. Now that's a hot seat. 5 days later, when my predecessor, Lord Elgin, went to meet with Louis Hippolyte Lafontaine and Robert Baldwin, who are immortalized in statute here in the Hill, his carriage was attacked by opponents throwing stones. And in those days came about responsible government for the first time. Let us never forget how those who came before us struggled for this house to exist. L'histoire du monde est remplie d'exemples de forts prix qu'il faut souvent payer pour défendre la démocratie. Il y a encore aujourd'hui de nouveaux parlements et des assemblées législatives qui luttent pour émerger. Tandis que d'autres démocraties, pourtant déjà bien établies, doivent s'adapter et évaluer. Despite all that is changing so rapidly in our complex, globalized world, the fundamental principle and the importance of parliamentary democracy remains as fresh and as vital as ever. And that principle is embedded in the word parliament itself, which comes from the old French parlement, or speaking, parler. Parliament is where we resolve issues through words rather than force. And that is why your success as parliamentarians is so critical to the smarter, more caring Canada and the fairer, more just world of which we dream. Durant les 7 dernières années, mon mandat de gouverneur général m'a fait vivre une expérience d'apprentissage continuel et très stimulante. J'ai pu voir concrètement l'ampleur de votre précieuse contribution au Canada. I've come into close contacts with your work as members of Parliament during swearing-in ceremonies, granting royal assent to legislation, and while hosting you at meetings and events at Rideau Hall, and Jeff on some very interesting travels abroad as well. Sharon and I have also seen a number of you in action as members of Canadian delegations we assembled for international visits. And those international visits in particular were occasions on which we were able to get to know each other. And I saw close up that despite differences of political persuasion or opinion, that are natural and healthy in a democracy, all of you share the desire for a better Canada. Cette institution est vitale, mais bien sûr, la force de tout Parlement repose entièrement sur la force de ceux qui le servent. Au bout du compte, ce sont toutes les personnes qui la composent qui sont le socle de cette institution. C'est pourquoi je vous suis si reconnaissant à tous de votre service et de votre dévouement. Serving as Governor General is a responsibility I have cherished for the past 7 years. I am profoundly grateful for the opportunity to give back to this country I love so much. Si Sharon et moi pouvons vous parler fièrement aujourd'hui de nos réalisations dans notre quête d'un Canada toujours plus averti et bienveillant, c'est grâce à tous ceux qui nous ont aidés en cours de route, dont beaucoup d'entre vous. I thank you all for your important service to this country and for carrying it out in the spirit of respect and inclusivity that is the oxygen of great democracies around the world. Merci.
Thank you, Excellency. Merci. Pour clore la partie officielle, j'invite le président Fury et le président Regan à présenter le drapeau vice-royal au gouverneur général. I now invite Speaker Fury and Speaker Regan to present to His Excellency the vice-regal standard that has flown on top of the Peace Tower for each of the Governor General's visit to Parliament for the past 7 years.